Welcome to Courtside, everyone, a discussion of the post-election litigation brought by Donald Trump. It is day 59 after the election. The litigation count stands at 1 out of 60 cases that Donald Trump has won. That one case didn't get him a single vote. First of all, Happy New Year, everyone. I'm so excited that 2020 is over. And yet, I gotta warn you, at the same time as I'm so excited, someone literally just sent me the video of Don Jr. and the party at Mar-a-Lago last night, where Don Jr. is literally dancing to Vanilla Ice, and I kid you not, the song Play That Funky Music, White Boy. I don't know how to quite excise that image from my mind. It was literally the whitest thing I'd seen since I saw the picture of President Trump's senior White House staff. But at least for the first time in my life, I feel like I finally got some dance moves, relatively speaking. So today is the rare day that I'm going to resort to those relatively comforting images of Lin Wood and Sidney Powell and Josh Hawley. We begin tonight, as we must, with Team Kraken. They have now filed motions to expedite 4 different cases in the United States Supreme Court. The United States Supreme Court has been sitting on those cases for a while. These are all cases that Trump has lost in various state Supreme Courts, including the key Pennsylvania Supreme Court. The Supreme Court's shown zero interest in these cases. And it is really the opposite of Bush versus Gore. I was a junior lawyer on Vice President Gore's team, and I can tell you that there, the dynamics and the momentum was all exactly the opposite. The Supreme Court was rushing to take those cases effectively. They jumped right in. And the difference between those cases and these ones is very simple. There's just nothing there to these cases. And that's why you see this Supreme Court, and, some people like to talk about the composition of the court and who appointed them. Yes, there are 6 Republican appointed justices of the Supreme Court, but there are 9 justices with IQs and with brain cells. And all of them recognize that there is just nothing here. And as a result, there is nothing to fear from the United States Supreme Court, I'd say. That phase of this is all over. And despite the fact that these jokers like President Trump and the like kept saying for months, wait for the Supreme Court to rule, they'll rule for us, and Trump tweeting out pictures of Justice Amy Coney Barrett and the like, we don't hear about that anymore because I think even they have recognized that. And so the action really is turning to Congress. And Congress is doing what it does best, tweeting and filing frivolous lawsuits. A lot of people want to lose a few pounds for their New Year's resolutions. It looks like Republicans have decided to lose the Senate. So tonight, let me begin with Representative Gohmert's lawsuit. And Representative Gohmert is the guy who makes my stapler look like Einstein. The big news yesterday was that the Justice Department, even the Trump Justice Department, has come out against Gohmert's lawsuit. They filed a brief saying so. Now, what Donald Trump has done to our Justice Department is something I've been talking about for years now. In short, when you go and serve there, as I was privileged to in 2 different times, the job is not to be the president's lawyer. You represent, actually, formally, the executive branch, which is, of course, not just the president, but also you represent the legislative branch for Congress. And it's not political in the way that other jobs are, like White House Chief of Staff or something like that. And so when I was there, I took all sorts of positions that President Obama didn't like, much to his consternation. But that's the job. That's what the job is. You're the Justice Department for the United States, not the Justice Department for the particular president, be it Obama, Trump, or whomever. And what Donald Trump did was pervert the Justice Department and make it essentially his own law firm. And he had enabler after enabler at the Justice Department to do so. And so it's actually pretty great that in the waning days of the Trump administration, yesterday, the Justice Department files a strong brief saying that this Gohmert lawsuit is a joke, too, and said to throw it out to the court. President Trump, of course, had a conniption about this. The New York Times tonight is reporting, quote, POTUS was not pleased that DOJ responded on Pence's behalf in the Gohmert lawsuit per three people briefed. POTUS called Pence this AM to express some surprise about it, end quote. Okay. Of course, anyone who's not on a golf course knows that the Justice Department was ordered to respond yesterday. The defendant in this lawsuit, Gohmert, sued not you and me, he sued Vice President Pence. Who does Trump think is going to respond? Sidney Powell? Rudy Giuliani? Okay, maybe in Trump world, but in the real world, if someone sues the vice president, the Justice Department of the United States responds. Anyway, the Justice Department's strong brief went in, and Team Gohmert was ordered to respond this morning. But Team Gohmert couldn't respond this morning because they couldn't get Microsoft Word, that very difficult word processing program, to work properly. And so they told the court they would be late filing their brief. That's, of course, after they breathlessly told the court that the court had to expedite this entire case, that it was an emergency, that they ordered emergency briefing schedules and the like. Well, Team Gohmert got around to finally filing their brief. And this is how their brief opened. I kid you not. Quote, "The Constitution did not leave matters to chance. It empowered the vice president to take control of the proceedings and resolve disputes." Okay, so you're literally telling me that the founders who fought a war against perpetual monarchy wanted to give the vice president the full power to pick the next president? Where is that in the Constitution? Well, it's in the Trump clause. Where is the Trump clause? We believe in strict construction of the Constitution, including the Trump clause. Okay, where is the Trump clause? Make America great. All lives matter. Very legal. Very cool. I mean, these folks are such a joke. Their lawsuit was silly, start to finish. And that's basically it for tonight's episode. I really appreciate you watching. And if you didn't have the most exciting New Year's Eve of your life, look at the bright side. At least you didn't pay $1,200 to be stood up by the president and watch Rudy Giuliani do the super spreader shuffle last night. I'll be back tomorrow for the second day in our new year. I wish you all the best. I wish you all lots of health and everything else in 2021. I'll see you tomorrow.